Hi, welcome to the DiecastCarlove video podcast with Big Scotty. I'm going to talk today about scalpers. It is a pressing issue within our hobby. In the world of diecast cars, collectors and enthusiasts are facing a growing problem that's causing frustration, disappointment, and resentment, and that is all from scalpers. In this short video, I'll delve into the negative impact of scalping on the diecast car hobby. First, let's clarify what scalping is. Scalping is the practice of purchasing sought-after die-cast cars, usually in bulk, but not always, and then reselling them at exorbitant prices, often leaving genuine collectors empty-handed. This practice disrupts the entire die-cast car ecosystem. If someone buys up all the inventory at the local store and then resells the cars at inflated prices, lots of normal collectors without the means to pay these high prices just plain miss out. Additionally, some scalping takes place with the specialty cars, such as those released at conventions and meetups. This week, at the annual HotWheels convention, which took place at Los Angeles LAX Marriott, one of my favorite brands, Kaito House, did a pop-up at the event and offered this cool little truck for sale in a limited run. Within hours, I saw multiple listings on eBay offering the car for 6 to 10 times what it cost at the convention. Obviously, not everyone is in a position to make it to LA for the special event. Would have been nice if Kaito House made some allowance for those of us who cannot attend to get the car, and some people would blame Kaito House for this problem, but I don't. While they may shoulder just a small part of that blame, I still fault the resellers. They are simply opportunists who take advantage of that situation, and it really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Now, mind you, I don't mind compensating those folks who did go to LA for their time, but 6 to 10 times the selling price? That's just crazy. I want to talk about artificial scarcity. It's considered a good sales tactic by most marketers. You'll see it in the form of ads for everything. Buy now before our sale ends on Friday. That's a good example of artificial scarcity. It works, so people resort to that approach. It's intellectually dishonest, though, and it is what it is. We all put up with it. I don't mind that sort of artificial scarcity as much as I mind the bulk buyers. It makes it incredibly difficult for collectors like you and me to acquire the cars that we love without paying steep markups. It seems unfair because whether or not people can get the cars they want sometimes just boils down to location, whether or not they can get to the store or the event before the next guy. As scalpers control the supply of rare diecast cars, they can and will inflate prices to astonishing levels. What once cost a reasonable amount suddenly becomes an unaffordable luxury. This obviously has one seriously negative side effect. It prices a lot of good people out of the market because they cannot afford the artificially high prices. So what's the big deal? In the 17th century, Holland experienced a speculative frenzy over tulips, which led to outrageous prices for exotic flower bulbs. The phenomenon is known as tulip mania. According to Scottish author Charles Mackay's account in his book, Memoirs of Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, people spent up to a year's salary on rare bulbs in hopes of reselling them for a profit. The speculative fever caused prices to rise, and people from all walks of life got swept up in it. The major acceleration started in 1634 and then dramatically collapsed in February of 1637, leaving some people holding the bag. There's some question as to whether or not that story is true, but it does make sense, and it does offer a cautionary tale as to why it's a bad idea to engage in such behavior in the die-cast car hobby. Scalpers do cause real damage in the community. The die-cast car hobby thrives on a sense of community and camaraderie among collectors. Scalping, however, erodes that sense of unity as collectors compete against each other instead of sharing their passion for the hobby. Unfortunately, this leaves genuine collectors facing an uphill battle, struggling to obtain their favorite models without breaking the bank. This is not what the diecast car hobby should be about. Scalping really discourages new collectors from entering the hobby. When faced with exorbitant prices, potential enthusiasts are likely to just turn away. which could eventually harm the future of diecast collecting. We need people from all walks of life to make this hobby interesting, not just uber rich folks who make videos about the cars that the rest of us will never see. That's not sustainable, I promise you. So what is the solution, and what can we do about scalping in the diecast car hobby? First, we can support reputable dealers who limit bulk purchases and who prioritize genuine collectors. Second, we can raise awareness about scalping, as awareness is the first step towards change. Third, we can consider supporting the production of more models to increase availability. Fourth, we can stop paying crazy prices for scalp cars. I think this is the most important action item on the list. If we do not pay the price, the scalpers will have no choice but to back up. This fourth approach is very powerful, and I think it's likely to succeed. Just say no. Do not patronize scalpers. If they're stuck hoarding inventory they can't turn over at a quick profit, they may think twice about gouging you and I for cars we never got a fair shot at. We can work together to buy for our pals in our local club, a cooperative, so to speak. Agree that you'll sell items at the out-of-pocket cost for which you acquired them, plus postage or gas if you drove to pick them up, and build a co-op with your friends. Trade. That's what I do. A group has more power to change business behavior than any one collector. In conclusion, scalping is a real problem in the diecast car hobby, and it affects the availability, affordability, and overall enjoyment of collecting. By coming together as a community and taking steps to combat this issue, we can protect the hobby that we love and ensure it remains accessible to everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a comment, like and subscribe, and share it to spread awareness. As always, happy collecting.